I don't know what else people need to see or experience or hear at this point to get behind defunding and working towards abolishing the police. But we have seen public opinion rise in support for defunding the police, and the more people I think are exposed to just the depravity that policing as an institution is complicit in, that can help. And this is just another example of that. Well, this was from Chicago. We'll watch this, discuss, and then look at an article that kind of goes in more depth about this. But I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
It involves an innocent woman getting handcuffed, naked, with a dozen male officers watching. Now, she wants you to see the body camera video, but tonight the city went to federal court to try to keep it
Because it
secret.
makes them look so
Here's
bad.
to investigators Dave Savini. I just gotten home from work, and while I was undressing in my bedroom,
it was a cold February night.
2019.
A social worker had just finished her shift at the hospital.
you see them running up to the apartment complex.
Taxpayer dollars hard at work. Going to victimize more innocent black people.
It was so traumatic to hear the way the thing was hitting the door. And it happened so fast, I didn't have time to put on clothes.
And suddenly, she found herself frozen in fear. Completely naked. In a room full of men. 9 body cameras rolling. And you're just standing there.
And I'm just standing there. I mean, terrified.
What kind of fucking piece of shit human being gets into that situation and their first reaction is to handcuff them instead of allowing them to put clothes on, whether this was the right person or not? Obviously wasn't in this case, but Jesus fucking Christ, defund and abolish.
Not even understanding why in that moment that this is happening to me.
And the first thing police reach for is not clothing. It's handcuffs.
Fucking disgusting.
There were big guns and guns with lights and scopes on them, and they were yelling at me, you know, put your hands up, put your hands up.
What are you thinking right now?
I just remember, you know, being so afraid. It's one of those moments where I just felt like that I could have died that night. If I had made one wrong move, I felt like they would have shot me. I truly believe that they would have shot me.
A police officer wraps a short coat around her shoulder, still leaving her front fully exposed. Even the sergeant in charge of the raid just
fucking despicable human beings. A despicable system that allows this shit to happen. Jesus fucking Christ. Again, that was Chicago police, February of 2019. And again, wrong person's house. She was getting undressed because she had just gotten home from work. Their first reaction, let us get some clothes on you, whether you are, you know, the right person or not. That they fucking handcuffed. Like, that is just fucking disgusting. So here's the article. And then, of course, the city tried to cover up, you know, releasing those videos because they realized, yeah, that actually not a good look for our fucking shitty ass police department here. What the fuck is this dog shit? All right, here we go. Oh, and it's a longer video, but that's all right. We already kind of got the gist of it. For the first time, police body cameras reveal an innocent woman said happened to her nearly 2 years ago. Police officers wrongly entered her home with guns drawn and handcuffed her naked as she watched in horror, which that video clearly shows. And Jeanette Young filed a FOI request for the video to show the public what happened to her on that day. But Chicago Police Department denied the request. If you didn't do anything wrong, why are you trying to hide it? But they obviously know they fucked up. And this paints them in a really horrible light. Feel like they didn't want us to have this video because they knew how bad it was, Young said. They knew they had done something wrong. They knew the way they treated me was not right. Hours before the TV version of this report broadcast, the city's lawyers attempted to stop CBS2 from airing the video by filing emergency motion. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. If you believe police have wrongly entered your home, tell us about it here. Just worry about them potentially retaliating as they've done in the past. 9 fucking all-male officers. I mean, wouldn't matter if it was female, obviously, if they treated her in such a fucking deplorable way. So traumatic to hear that thing hitting the door. Let's see. According to police, did have bad information. Young told police at least 43 times they were in the wrong home. She repeatedly asked them to allow her to get dressed, told them she believed they had bad information. Police did have bad information. CBS2 investigators uncovered, and they failed to do basic checks to confirm whether they had the correct address before getting the search warrant approved. What a fucking bunch of trigger-happy pieces of shit, man. According to CPD's complaint for search warrant, one day before the raid, a confidential informant, CI, told the affiant or lead officer on the raid that he recently saw a 23-year-old man who was known felon with gun and ammunition. The document said the officer found a photo of the suspect in a police database and showed it to the informant, confirmed it was him. The officer then drove the informant to the address where the informant claimed the suspect lived. Despite no evidence in the complaint that police made effort to independently verify the informant's tip, such as conducting any surveillance or additional checks as required by policy, the search warrant was approved by an assistant state attorney and a judge. Well, fuck the police. Fuck the whole criminal justice system that was complicit in this. I hope this person wins a huge, massive lawsuit, and then it should come out of those officers' paychecks and that state attorneys and judge, frankly. But CBS2 quickly found through police and court records the informant gave police the wrong address. And that's, the police didn't bother verifying that at all. Like, fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Bill O'Reilly style. 23-year-old suspect police were looking for actually lived in the unit next door to Young's at the time of the raid and had no connection to her. CBS2 also found that police could have easily tracked the suspect's location where he really lived because at the time of the raid, he was wearing an electronic monitoring device. I mean, there's just fucking... They fucked up throughout this whole process, like they don't even care. Like they think they're above the law. Like they think they can do anything they want. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, again, what other evidence do we need at this point that the police need to be defunded and work towards abolishing them? Use that massive amount of public money and resources to programs of social uplift, things that actually improve the material conditions of people's lives, making it less likely that they would have to resort to some type of criminal activity. Housing, jobs, healthcare, mental health, arts, I mean, sustainable agriculture. Basically, any use of this money would be better spent than it is now, giving the police, unlimited amounts of power to brutalize and oppress, especially communities of color, other vulnerable and marginalized groups, people who are speaking up about, police violence, getting brutalized for speaking up about it, as we've seen during this whole, Black Lives Matter movement. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And again, I hope this person is able to win a huge lawsuit from Chicago Police Department, City of Chicago, and it should come straight out of those officers' freaking retirements, garnish their wages. Same for the judge and attorney that signed off on it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Taxpayer dollars hard at work when they could be used for so many other better things. Defund and abolish the police. Peace. Much love.